I'm Randall, this is Grunt Proof. Welcome to the gear room. Check this out. A 20-degree sleeping bag quilt. It's about the same size and volume as the MSS full kit. But how do we fit this giant monstrosity from this into this? Look at that. Now it takes up about the same amount of space as the MSS bivy or just the jungle bag. But this thing will keep you warm at freezing temperatures without a doubt. 20-degree quilt from Enlightened equipment. Let's go. All right, I know guys, Randall, you're always trashing the backpackers and all the stuff they do. And here you are talking about a backpacker piece of equipment. Well, let's say it guys, I am a grunt and I am stuck in my ways in many cases, but when I'm told to try something out, I'm always open-minded, especially when it comes to gear. More importantly, staying warm in the winter. Besides not being grunt proof, it is still a outstanding sleep system. As you've already seen, we took it from filling up this giant storage bag and then compressing it down to this. I have also been able to cram this giant thing into my tiny little snug pack jungle blanket stuff sack. And it was tough, but it barely took up any room. Insane, guys. That's the power of downfill. Now, one thing that's very cool about this up front is it is 100% made in America. American ducks or goose, whichever you choose. Goose is more expensive. Processed in America, handmade in America. What I really like about this thing is how light it is, how compressible it is. Takes up very little room. But I've slept in below freezing temps with this thing. Not 20 degrees because sleeping bag ratings never work for me. But in freezing temperatures, just with this, I've been totally fine, guys. And by totally fine, I mean zero cold at all. Another thing that's really cool about this is it's not just a sleeping bag. It's called a quilt for a reason. So it's essentially a giant camping blanket that you can turn into a sleeping bag. So right here on the bottom where your foot box is going to be, you need to connect those zippers. It's a very light, flimsy zipper. we'll get to that. You got to be very careful with the material. You are not going to manhandle this in the field at all. You will pay for it dearly. Not a grunt-proof zipper. Imagine trying to pull with this frickin' thing in freezing temperatures in the middle of the night with no light, and you got to get out and frickin' drop a deuce or something. No emergency zipper. So you're either going in your pants inside the sleeping bag, or you're ripping the zipper off. I don't know how backpackers do it. All right, so we got a foot box created. Now you got this little snap doodad on the bottom, keep it from coming apart. And you can just yank and crank on these shock cords. And despite being tiny and light, I haven't broken them yet. I was honestly surprised. When I first looked at these, I was like, yeah, these clips ain't gonna hold. Absolutely not. But they did. So now you have a totally closed up foot box, and you have a nice warm 20-degree sleeping bag. Something I didn't realize about the backpacker community. With bags like this, they actually make them all by the order. So you give them your size, weight, or they give you a chart, and you choose what's gonna work for you. Obviously, one size does not fit all, unlike the Army MSS. So I ordered mine based on my size, so I get a nice snug fit, because you can unzip it all the way. And you can zip it up here to close it in on you. But you also have snaps on this end. And let me tell you where that comes in handy. So I love hammock camping. That's my #1 choice. I only go to the ground when I absolutely have to. Sometimes in the winter, that's my preference. But if I can get away with a hammock, I'm gonna. What I hate about hammock camping is once it starts to get cold, I find that I end up carrying so much extra crap to stay warm because you can't just have a warm sleeping bag. You need a warm underblanket. That's usually when I go to the ground. However, because of the way you can snap this up on each end, I've actually tried this out as a hammock underblanket. And as long as you get a snug fit on each end and you leave some air underneath it, this 20-degree quilt / sleeping bag is an outstanding 20-degree underblanket. So you combine that with one of my other winter bags plus wearing a whole bunch of clothes. Now I can camp in my hammock in deep winter conditions. Outstanding freaking quilt. I love that it's totally made in America. It's made to order. You have plenty of options to choose from as far as color and what kind of extra doodads you get associated with it. They give you a great cotton storage bag to put it in so it's not sitting there compressed. They also give you a decent stuff sack that it'll fit in that is water resistant. Let's get to why this thing isn't grunt proof. Number one, it is down. If you've seen any of my videos talking about camping and being out in the field, down is 100% not grunt proof. Number one, we sleep out in wet environments. We don't always have a tent above our head. So not only are you getting rained on, but you are wet when you're climbing into your sleeping bag. But it also means in very cold, damp environments, when you have that frost on everything when you wake up, that's going to end up on your sleeping gear. Another thing with down, you know, I talk about grunts. We come back from the field. We're in a hurry to get cleaned up, clean our crap up so we can go downtown and start drinking.
Just unwind, got blue ribbon on my mind.
So we don't have time to wash down properly. It's just not an option. We want to come in, throw our freaking nylon stuff in the washer and dryer, high heat, get that crap dried, stow it away, and it's going to work every single time. Down, come on, man. You got to wash it in a bathtub. You got to do all this silly stuff, and that's not what grunts do. I'm sorry. Hate us all you want. We don't have time for that crap. Enlightened Equipment does have a sister company that does tactical stuff, mostly nylon, so it is more grunt-proof, tougher stuff. I did a video on the Helion jacket. You can go check that out. If it's already out, it's going to be linked up here. Thanks for watching. Till that next video, I will see you guys in the outdoors. Out. Anybody want to buy something? Got to get rid of stuff.